Congratulations on leaving that situation behind, that group, those individuals. That's the first step of coming to that conclusion and seeing the need and mustering up the courage and faith within yourself and hopefully the divine for you to finally walk away. That was the first step. Congratulations. Years ago, the genius of one of the hottest comedians at the time set a precedent on what it meant not only to take accountability or not necessarily to take accountability for their circumstance, but this comedian understood the dire need to take full control of their circumstances and what was unfolding in their environment, in their world that was attached to their reputation, their name, their livelihood, the way they support themselves, the way they would be seen from that moment on, and the element, the elephant in the environment, the elephant in the room, the devil in the environment, the powers that be that was going to attempt to ruin and destroy this comedian's reputation and character and all that they have created and built, blocking them and stopping them from being able to support themselves and move on to do many great works and raise a family and experience the quality of life and living moving forward based on this moment in time in their career and in their life. This genius of a comedian knew that they found themselves in a predicament that was unfavorable, a moment in time. That's all. But this moment would define the rest of their career, the rest of their life and livelihood, had they not got in front of it. And so the genius of this comedian set a precedent for other entertainers, even, and for people in general, would prove to be a precedent of inspiration and motivation, to the extent that what this comedian decided to do would take all the life and air and ability for the media and conglomerates to create false narratives. This genius of a comedian got in front of the story themselves and told on themselves and explained the situation in a way that they were able to maintain their dignity, their pride, and their honor and self-respect, and take the full power away from liars and narcissistic sociopaths, devils in disguise, who hide the truth, throw rocks and hide their hand, and then create and paint false narratives in order to ruin and destroy people's families and lives and livelihoods. This comedian would make a whole special called Run Tell That. And in many years to come, decades after, late night hosts would use the same precedent to tell half-truths or to somewhat get in front of the truth on affairs and, things going on in the personal lives. And shortly after, several years after retiring and leaving late night. But this one comedian who created Run Tell That, this genius of a comedian, the hottest comedian of the time, set a precedent that other entertainers and people and regular folk would follow and take stock in. The power of telling your own story, the power of standing up for yourself, standing up against liars and deceivers, traitors, narcissistic sociopaths that have a hidden agenda, that want to play God in your life, that want to remove you from your destined path as a destiny swapper. And this genius of a comedian, this hot comedian, said, no, I found myself in an unfavorable circumstance. I'm not going to let you rewrite or tell the story in a way that is not true. And the situation at hand in of itself was most likely orchestrated to be a setup. And within this setup, things went left, things went bad, things that should have never even transpired or taken place had this genius of a comedian had all the facts and the details and didn't come across the wrong people, the wrong environment, or the wrong product that most likely was interjected into the situation intentionally, if you technically break it all down. And then because this person found themselves in this predicament, they said, okay, I'm here now. It created this backlash. It created this reaction, this adverse reaction that took him by surprise and created this whole event that was unsuspected, because that happens in life. When you're taken by surprise and things are done in a way that throw you off, you can have a knee-jerk reaction, not just on a molecular, right, level, a nuclear level, a cellular level, but on a spiritual level, on an emotional level, on a mental level. But once this genius of a comedian had opportunity to rest and calm down and reflect on what had happened, this person decided that they were going to tell their own story, confess, and get in front of it themselves. And so I advise you who recently found the courage to step up and walk away, to move out of that situation. That was your first step. We understand the dynamics at hand. We know that half-truths were told. We know that lies were told. We know that smiling liars and charming devils were wearing a mask to pull people off their divine path and away from their divine partnerships. Now it's time for you to take the next step, muster up some more courage and confess. Speak on the mistake you made, how you got caught up. Speak on what it is that they're attempting to hold over your head, the blackmail, the same-sex partnership, or whatever it may be, the substance use, the partying, the overindulgence, whatever it might be. Speak on it. Don't let them hold nothing over your head. Get it out the way. But more importantly than that, it's time to confess and communicate. Do what you failed to do in the first place. Use your discernment now, what you failed to do in the first place, which found you in this predicament, the reason why you went left, because you didn't listen to your intuition, you didn't use your discernment, you didn't follow your heart. Now, do that. Try it. See where it leads you and see where it takes you. There might still be, if you do it in an honorable, honest, upfront manner, without holding back, there still might be an opportunity. There still might be the ability for the divine to say, okay, this is what we were waiting for. Try it. Don't miss this opportunity. Don't let this opportunity or the window of this opportunity pass you by. Don't drag your feet. Now that you finally mustered up the courage to walk away as you claim you have, take advantage of this opportunity. Don't drag your feet. Don't get stuck in your head going back and forth, letting weeks go by, months go by, explaining away the same bullshit. Nah. Take the bull by the horns, as they say. Saddle up the horse and ride. Continue to muster up the courage necessary to get in front of your own story and to confess where you went wrong or what took place or what transpired, knowing that you did not have all the facts and all the details, and that these devils intentionally interjected themselves where they don't even belong, where they were never supposed to be in the first place. And they intentionally put themselves in a situation knowing that they were creating division, havoc, chaos, setbacks, disappointments. Tell the truth, shame the devil. Run tell that. Make it your business to get in front of your own story. Make it your business to follow the precedent that was set by a genius comedian many decades ago, who found the power in taking accountability and responsibility, even for a setup, even for a situation that they didn't even need to find themselves in, had things not went left and gone adverse due to other people's actions. So it's wonderful you found the ability to pick up and finally walk away. But don't let them hold anything over your head now. Continue to confess, continue to speak your truth, get in front of it, communicate. I've always said communication is key. Do everything now that you failed to do in the first place. Walk in truth and honesty. Listen to your heart this time. Be vulnerable this time. Be truthful this time. Be trustworthy. Be honest. Communicate. See where it might take you.